Now I'm live. All right. So just 1 second. I need to make sure that everything is working properly. All right. Apparently, I have been talking quite a lot. Welcome, everyone. So I'll take it from start. Great to see you all. Apparently, this is the first time I'm doing this live, so sorry for that. And one of the things that we have done is we will design next application for Easynote. And Easynote is a work and collaboration software where people can manage different projects and work together. And what we will do is design next app for our tool. And yeah, let's get started. So before we do that, I will show you exactly the process on how it's working when you're actually designing an app. And in order to understand what we are going to do, we will go inside the tool where this is actually the tool where we are going to do the next app. This is a Easynote where you can manage all your projects. And one of the applications that we have done for Easynote is files. So with files applications, you can actually, it's going to replace Google Drive and Dropbox. So we are creating a platform where you will have all your tools in one single place rather to have multiple tools managing your work. All right. So we have, this application here is taking care of the project. This here is taking care of the files. And what we are trying to do is really integrate these different applications so they go hand in hand with each other. For example, let me show you something. As you can see, we have the files application here. It's total separate application. But what I can do is I can go to the living room. I can go to my attachments, add file documents from files, and I can access the files application. Cool. So let's try to see how we can create our next application for us. If you have any questions, please write them down in the chat or something, because I would be more than happy to show you how this is done. I will be more than happy to explain the whole process and how we are building the next the next application. So in terms of applications, we have a clear roadmap where we like to go. Hello. We have a clear roadmap where we like to go, what we would like to build, and we are building a proper project management software. I mean, really, really proper management software. That's our goal at the moment. And one of the requests for these different applications is actually to manage documents and to be able to collaborate with each other. So instead of having maybe Google Drive docs where you write things, or where you have maybe the Confluence, we can put this in this application so you have everything in one place. So with that said, hello, let's get started. Are you equally excited as I am? Because I'm super excited to design our next application. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So the tool we are using for this is called Adobe XD. And I usually start with something like this is an empty frame or skeleton, so to say, for the tool. And yeah, let's get started. So one of the applications we want to do is where people can write together, right? So something like Word or Collaborate. So I'm going to just put a couple of the requirements. So we should have something similar, Google Drive, Notion maybe, Confluence. And let's see what these tools are actually. So if I search for Confluence, I can see some sort of collaboration. There we go. See? Notion. Cool. So I can see, yep, something like that. So where people can collaborate together and they can, write together and link things between. So one thing I'm thinking about is, if I write something down, is, well, write, documents, edit, collaborate. Then we need to have different accesses. Who can see this document and what? One thing I'm thinking in mind is it would be good if we could maybe relate to a project or to a task directly in this application. So if I go back, relate to a task maybe, or relate to a project. That's one thing I'm thinking of. I'm also thinking of one thing that I'm liking, or more and more applications are using nowadays. Maybe half an hour. It takes quite a time to design an application. It's not a small thing. Hello from Germany. Why not Figma? To be very honest, I have been using Adobe XD from very first start and just stuck with it, and that's basically it. So it's my favorite tool, and it really integrates great with the whole Adobe suite. Relate to a project. One thing I would like to see is maybe on collaboration, who is writing something. And also I would like to have relate to files. So what I would like to have, if I have some sort of document, so I can integrate directly from the files which I have in my files application. One thing I see good with Notion is maybe the path. So I need to maybe have, we need to have some settings, right? So one thing I'm thinking of, if we have a file, we would like to maybe save it as a PDF. Another thing we would like to do is save as PDF, save as Word. I would like to as well maybe have read only, but this comes here. What I would like to do as well is to create hello from Serbia, hi, save as Word. One thing I would like to do as well is, if I'm rewriting all the time the same things, I would like to maybe save this as a template. Save a document. All right, I think we can start with this. I think it's a great way to begin with, and then let's see when we are ending up. All right. So this is our to-do list, and let's get started. So one of the things I have seen is I'm usually trying to get, most of the designers out there try to get some sort of inspiration and what to do and what not to do. And there are many different pages. One of them is actually called Behance, which is really good. And you can get really good inspiration because they are really, really talented people. So what you can do here is go here, and you can see a lot of different designs and who has done what and etc. So you can just search for collaboration. Oh, they changed the design. All right. Now let's see what not much. And the other one is called Dribble. So if I type collaboration, maybe we can get some sort of inspiration. Someone is writing here something. Emojis, people can vote. This is quite a cool feature, so where people can vote for something. All right, let's see. So, embed applications as Miro and Pitch. That's pretty cool idea. Any ideas or concepts for the app? Yeah. So let's kick in. Let's write one more. Yeah. All right. So before this session, I did a small research, and there is really good editor. There are actually a couple of good editors. One thing I recommend really is to try to see if there is some sort of open source or something that you can use in your application and adapt it heavily. as well to build your application. So one thing I found is one application called editor.js. And it's a little bit like a Notion. So one thing that is good is you can download this and then build your own application or build your own editor based on this. So you need to reinvent the wheel, because trust me, building an app or develop an app from the start is really a massive job. So this could be a start, but I will just use this as a mockup. All right, so let's kick it off. If I go back here, all right, so the first thing I usually start to is maybe we need to design how an app is gonna just the document when I'm viewing it. So maybe that's the first start where I would like to start. So if we have my web page, all right, there we go. And let's put some text to it. Libraries, let's use this one. All right, let's change this to cool. So this is basically one page that we are looking at. One thing that I try to do is really to, when I draw something, is really to make sure that it's aligned with everything else that is being designed, right? So this is basically a page which we are viewing. The other thing we need to add maybe now is last edited. So who has last edited? No, this is not right. This needs to go here, and I need to write here. Last edited, and then 27 March 2029, 39. Sounds good to me. Roboto, let's make this regular to 13. There we go. All right. So now we start to see. Cool. That's a start. All right. So what I'm going to do, since I don't want to reinvent the wheel, I'm just going to take a mock-up of or a screenshot of this one here. Let's see if I have it. No. Okay, print screen, and let's just take print screen of this just to have it. Cool, copy to clipboard, go back, boom. Then we have something. So now we have, instead of me writing the whole thing, I can just copy this and make this like this. Cool. So I can click here and I can preview it, and wow, you're starting to get a website or an application slowly. All right, the next thing we need to do is maybe to have a, let me see, we need to publish this somehow. So if I do like this, if I have made any changes in the application, I can make a small change. So I'm just adding something like this, putting this 40, it's fine. Change the color. Where are my colors? Let's change this. So to the left, I can see all the different colors I have used before in Easynote, so I don't need to reuse them all the time. So I don't need to find them all the time, so I can just go in and find them directly here. But apparently I cannot find the color. Ooh, all right, let's use something like this. This is good. Remove the border. There we go. And let's do something like this. And let's add the text. Publish, maybe. Add a white color to it. Put it 15. There we go. Let's enter it to this one. There we go. Good. Now, one thing we said is we will have, so now we can start write documents. We need to have edit access. All right, so let's see maybe who can have an access. So one thing we have, it's really great. You can have a different plugin, so you can make something like this. Let's make it 35 times 35. And one thing we can do is do this. Pretty cool, so you can repeat. Make 10 pixels maybe of the width. And then we can ungroup this. And there is a really nice plugin, which is called UI Faces. And this person doesn't exist. Apply randomly. And let's see. Cool. All right. So now we have different people who can access these different applications, right? Let's see how this is looking. Let's try to preview this. All right. Starting to look something. One thing we need to have, maybe if we have more people who have access to this application, we can just add arrow down. Arrow. One thing which can we use? This one here. All right. So now we are simply having a indicator that there are more people who have access to this. And another thing I would like to have is a cogwheel which is indicating the settings, because that is the standard on Easynote. If you go back to Easynote, here we have a cog here with different settings. So let's go back, find a cog. There we go. And I think let's add it here. Something like this for the moment. Let's do like this, change the color. There we go. Perfect. All right. Another thing we need to have is, one thing we want to have is, yes, for example, if I have quite many documents, I would like to maybe save them as a favorites. So I can add one more star and add it here. There we go. Let's move this like this to begin with. All right, this is way too big, I'm seeing right now, but it's a start. It's a start. The design will change. It often changes. So we'll make some improvements. There we go. See? Okay, and then we make this. All right, that's just the start. Trust me, the design changes many times over, so just because I'm designing something today doesn't probably mean that it will look like this in the end. One thing that we need to have is later edited by, but we need to, it would be also good to indicate created by, then we can add one of these. Cool. Created by, edited by. Pretty nice. All right. Any questions so far? Great. Let's move on. So another thing I'm having in mind is we need to have some way somehow in order to be able to access these documents, right? So how can I quickly switch between of these different applications, different documents that I'm having? And one thing I'm thinking in mind is to have a sidebar here where we can list all the different documents that we are having. So let's try to add that actually. There we go. Something like this. And we need a color. Let me need a color. Why don't I have a color? I saved the color. All right. 1 second. Need to use the color from another document. Why can I? Ah, that's a locked one. 1 second. All right. Because we are using standard colors in Easynote. All right, so we have a sidebar now. I can move this one to the left, so it's not in the way. There we go. Next thing we need to do is, so what I have indicated here is that we have favorites. So it will be a good idea to maybe add a link where I can see all my favorites. Let's do this. So in order not to move this more, because if I move this one, you can see how easily it is, so I can grab this one. So what I can do is just lock this part here and then design, and now it's not moving anywhere. So I can just freely move things around. All right, let's add some links. Favorites. There we go. Cool. Now I can access my favorites quickly. I will just move this because it's really not in the right place. Or we can have it here. So it starts, it's all in the same line as this here. Yep, we can have it there for now. All right. So one thing that I would like to have is maybe we would like to have like a folder structure, so I can create different folders. So if we just take something like this, because you don't want to have all documents in one single place, right? So you want to split them into folders. What I can do, maybe if we have one folder which is called Getting Started, and then that folder could actually have a subfolder. So let's do like this. Let's add a plus sign. This plus sign will actually indicate that you can, there is a menu and you can do something else there. So let's see how that actually is working. Okay, let's see how this is looking like. Cool. All right. Another thing we could have is like we can have a little bit of a document. So let me just add some icon which indicates document. File. Perfect. Oh God. All right. Good. Let's use this one. I think it can work. Yes, it can. So let's indicate something like this. Let's make this one bold, so it indicates it's a folder, and let's make this a document. So put something like, hello from Switzerland. Hi, welcome on board. Let's put something like Getting Started intro. Maybe. Just let me look at this. Okay, so this needs to come a little bit down. There we go. And then I can do this, I can do this, and I can copy it just like this. Great. So now I have 5 copies of this one and I can group. So let me just quickly change the text. Intro. I'm just making up names. Onboarding, I don't know, exit. Something like this. Cool. All right, so we have some files here. Let's call one my web page, because this is the document that we are actually looking at. So now we need to have some sort of indicator that this is the file. I don't like this being 15, to be very honest. Let's make this 13. There we go. So let's move this up because it's not centered anymore. All right, cool. Now we need to have some sort of indicator that this is the file that we are looking into. So something like this. I don't know. Let's make it 50 pixels, remove this, and let's add a nice color. There we go. Now come back. Maybe like this. I don't know. Let's see. I really don't like this color. Doesn't need to be. There we go. Maybe. Or we can do it maybe like this. Something else. Should we make this bold? So we are indicating. So now we are indicating that this is the page we are actually looking at. Cool. I don't know why, but I really don't like this color. There we go. Nah, move back. Go back. Let's leave it like this. All right. So now we are indicating a little bit that this is the page we are editing. Another thing we can have here is we can actually have folders inside this, right? So I can make one folder just to indicate that there is something here. And I will show you how this is actually working pretty soon. How much wide is it? 111.15. All right, let's make it like that. Okay. So now you can see that we are actually having a folder here. Great. Perfect. And now we can just copy this. Something just to indicate that we can have more of these. Right. Let's see. Cool. All right. Let's ungroup this. Let's ungroup this. Let's ungroup this. Let's remove this. Don't move that. Just to give it a little bit of. Go. All right, getting started. My personal stuff. So there should be a way so I can have my personal documents so nobody else can maybe have it. Then I know it's my personal, so nobody have access to it, right? Something like this. Let's change the color to that one. Cool. Now we have this one here. So now it's private stuff, right? Great. Just move this one. All right. So what we said is that we can relate to task settings, save as PDF. So settings we have done, this will done, save as a document, save document as a template. Okay, I know where to do this. All right. So one thing I would like to have is as well, since I'm gonna have a lot of templates, I would like to see the templates where they are, and I would like to be able to manage those. So what I can do is, I'm thinking of something like this. And if we add some maybe 10 pixels on this one, remove the border. Cool. And I can make something like this. Come back. Okay. So in these settings, I can control each of these corners what is the border radius of those. So I can say that the first one should be 10, the second one is 10, the third one, no, the second one is 0, the third one is 0, and there we go. And let's call this overview. All right. And the other thing we can have is we can just add one more, which we called perfect. Do you like what you see? Do you follow? Any suggestions on how things could look like? I think one suggestion is for sure I need to move this, need to ungroup this all, and I need to move this a little bit to the left. And I would like to maybe do like this. Looks way better. Right? Cool. Now we have that. I think these are too big, so let's make them smaller. 30. And I think they are too far away from each other. Cool. I'm glad you like it so far. I hope all our users as customers will like it, because I'm really thinking of how this can be done a little bit differently. All right, so we have something. So now we need to make some sort of settings. We need to make templates. So I'm thinking of, and I will show you a small trick right now. I'm thinking of how we can maybe show templates page if we like to. So let's do that. So these are templates. All right, one thing I would like to add as well. I would like to add, for example, if someone is editing this document, then let me show you how this could look like, because I have a different idea. So let's get started. Let's say that it's me. Hello, it's me. Let's do like this. That's me. Let's make the font smaller. All right, all right. And let's make this 50 pixels, because if you make it 50 pixels, it will be just round on the corner. Cool. Let's make a color. Nah, I don't like that. This one. Cool. Nice. So now we have a name, and what we need to have maybe is a indicator of the same color telling that me is indicating this particular sentence. What we can do as well is we can take this one like this. We can rotate it. Come on. Like this. Let's make those two together. Nice. Check this out. All right, all right. That could be a one way. And let's add one more to indicate that there are more people actually doing something. I don't know who this is, but it's a person, I guess. Let's make a nice, this one. I like, me like. There we go. One thing is when you have combined two different things, like I have, as you can see here, an arrow, and then I have combined this one here. If I try to resize them, you will see that the arrow becomes smaller, right? Doesn't look good. But if I double click on this, this will be marked, and now I can just resize this one here, and it will be like this. Cool. All right. Let's see. So now we have someone who is actually indicating that this page is being edited, right? But I'm thinking about something else, and I don't know if it's gonna look good or not, but just let's do it anyway. I have no idea how to do this, but one thing I would like to see is, and please let me know, is maybe to actually see the faces, or if people have webcams, to indicate with the webcam as they are typing, so you can actually see them how they are typing. That would be pretty cool, right? Let me do like this. So what I'm going to do is, because I don't want to mess up what I've done so far, so what I would like to do is create a new web page like this. And I'm going to move this. I'm actually going to make this like this. And I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but who cares? It's just a thought. Cool. Let's do something like this. Let's do something like this. All right. This person doesn't exist. Let's do that. Come on. All right. Hello. Let's remove the border. Well, I need, actually, I would like to have a... All right. That's not me, but it works fine. All right. So imagine if there was a way to actually see... I need to make this different. I need to make this a little bit something like this. Let's put the border. Let's see what this looks like. What do you say? Is it good? Bad? I don't know. That's just a thought on how this might work. But imagine there was a webcam and this person, as he's typing, he's actually talking here what he's talking about. So this could be actually pretty cool to have, right? I don't like this one needs to be just a little bit dark. There we go. It's really important to, when you do something, it's really important to think about the contrast of the colors. When, I mean, things need to be, you know, visually, it needs to be really nice to look at. But most important when you are doing something is really to keep things simple. And that is by way, I mean, that's super complicated. Making things simple is complicated. Making things complicated is super easy to do. So whatever you do, think of the user perspective, think to make things very easy to use, and yeah, don't overcomplicate things, really. All right. So in this case, I'm having my webcam on, and here I don't have any webcam. Oliver Stone has not turned on his webcam. Okay, so now we can edit documents. Pretty cool, right? Cool, let's continue. So now we have a page which we can edit. People can go in, people can go right. Let's move on. I'll base everything based on this one here. Okay, move. So one thing, let's design some of the templates. Let's do a copy of this one, and I will show you how we can do this, how a next page can look like. There we go. All right. Let's remove this. So let me do a quick animation for you. No, actually, I will not yet. What I will do is I will do something like I will do something like this. Let's make something like this. And what I will do is I will minimize this like this. Take a print screen, just something, I don't know, like this. Quick access, downloads. And I can just drag this here. Cool. Now we have a template. And we can drop a shadow, and how it looks like this. It doesn't look good, actually. Nah, I need to have something better. Let's do like this again. No, I cannot drag this here. I need to close this. All right, that works fine. Let's call this template my template. All right, so now we have a few templates, right? So let me just show you something quickly. Yes. On this page here, one thing we need to have, we need to have a scroll bar. Let's make a scroll bar. Usually I put it at 10 pixels, maybe even 5. Nah, let's make 10. 20, there we go. Let's make something. I don't like that. So now we have a scroll bar. Cool. This is starting to looking pretty nice, right? All right. And then one thing we need to have is templates. We need to indicate that these are the templates. Let's see if we can, maybe should we add one of these? I don't know if it's a good idea or not. You know what? I'm going to change these. I don't like this. I'm just going to put random pictures here. I really don't like these. UI faces. Let's see if we can find a plugin which do we have any overflow wireframe user profile? So these are different plugins which you can use in order to save some of the time. Wallpaper. Let's see if we can have. Okay, get. Cool. Now we have Unsplash. There we go. Let's see what we can get. Nice. I don't know what we should select. This one. Ah, okay. So all right. So I need to do one at a time. This one. Let's change this one. I like this car. Cool. So now we have the templates, drawing template, personal template. There we go. And let's move this one up here. Cool. And one thing we need to do is as well, let's do this. Now let's add two. Let's see if we can. This is good. This is nice. Move this in front. Something like this. What do you say? Any questions so far? Anything? You are more than welcome to ask any questions. No. There we go. So let me show you a pretty cool thing. Let's do our first animation. We need to have the scroll bar. Let's make the same scroll bar here. Let's do that. Never mind. It is what it is. Let's make our first animation. So what I would like to do is go to the prototype, and I would like to click on the templates, and this page should show up. And when I click back to the overview button, then let's make this like this. Let's see. Are you ready? Cool. So now we have our web page. And what we can do is just click on the templates. Nice. Do you see? Now, this is pretty cool, right? And what I can do then is just to continue. I can make something from, if I copy this one here, I can then make it here. We need to indicate that, let me just try to do is to be able to see if I can have something. Right box, okay, no. Top right box, there it is. So if I click on this one here, I'm gonna make it like this. Let's put 2 pixels, and let's put something like, go back. So I would like to go and like this, bring to front. And I would like to make this one blue. So this will indicate when I click on this one, this menu will pop up. So let me show you how that is being done. So if I make this one, go to the prototype and just go back to this page here. And if I click on this one here, I should go back here. Let me show you. Nice. So now we have a nice pop-up. And if I click outside, cool. So now we have a menu which shows that something needs to happen. All right. And in that menu, we said that we will have save as PDF, save as well, save document as template. All right. Cool. No, don't do that. Okay. Let me just resize this. Do some icon PDF There we go. I really don't get this, but it is what it is. Text, save as PDF. Should not be bold, regular. This icon is way too small. There we go. Perfect. Let's see how this is looking like. 10 pixels, that's good. Yeah, not good. Dun, 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 save as PDF. Let's do like this. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Perfect. I don't know what kind of icon this is, but I'll just no. I don't know what to do. There we go. Can this be used? All right, there we go. Now we have these. We have, I think we need to do, all right. And we need to have some sort of indicator if that shows that how it looks like when this is a Hoover. There we go. No, not that. Something like this. So that could be the case, how this could be, this could look like. So we are clicking here and then we get save as a PDF, Excel, temp, or save as a template. And basically these two are gonna save it as Excel and they will be exported. If we do save as template, maybe we could just quickly do a quick design of the template. So let's remove this one. Remove this, go back. All right, and let's do something like so this is basically a pop-up if you click on save as a template. Let's do it here. Something like this. I just need to have something to Trocadero. Quite nice. Quite very nice. All right, template name. So we need to have some sort of indicator to show that we want to enter a template, and then we need to have some sort of input field, which might be looking like this. And something like this. Okay, they need to be aligned. That is very, very important. Template name. Okay, and then we, yes, I need to have some, I'm gonna actually do something tricky here. So I can save this as a template. If I would like to. So in Easynote, we have an option to save things in a template. So I have a picture here. So what I can do is I can just rebuild it, take this as a nice copy. There we go. Thank you very much. That's too big. All right, do this. This will actually indicate how the template is looking like. So when I try to design something, it's really, I try to really keep track of that, the space between that you have the exact same padding between the whole area. Actually, we can, let's unblock this template name. Okay, let's do something like this. One thing that we can indicate as well if it's private or not. So let's make that private, something like this. And we could indicate as well, we can do this, something like this that indicates where we would like to save it, maybe, I don't know, something like this. Let's add a button. Let's make this like this. We don't need this. Let's cover it up. There we go. Let's lock it. Publish. No, let's make this. Let's save. And I guess we need to have, I'm just copying this like this. Like this. I can remove this. Go with the background. Where are my car? Let's add that as a default color for now. Something like this. Okay. Okay, that we need to center this whole thing in order to make it looking very group. Now it's centered, but I still don't like that it's being like this. So let me try to do something quickly like this. Let me add a black color. There we go. Cool. Not looking bad, right? So what I can do is I can just make a pretty nice animation from here to here. And when I click outside this one here, I should go back here. Let's see what this looks like. I click here, I click here. Perfect. All right. What do you think so far? Does it look good? Once again, it takes time to design an application. It's really a long process. really not an easy one, but this is the way and what I have in mind that how this could look like. Question, should I continue a little bit more, or what do you guys say, girls, ladies and gentlemen? Any thoughts, opinions on this? Should I continue? So let's see. I can do maybe a little bit more, and then yeah, let's see. Cool. All right. And what else can we do? We can do something. Yes. So the question is, we have the favorites. We have the, yes. One thing I actually showed was how we could maybe have the files and projects integrated into this. And I'm thinking of something. Let me see. I'm thinking of something. Let me see. So I'm gonna take this one. And this is gonna be super tricky. So what I'm gonna do is, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove this. And actually I'm gonna make this as a number 1. Let me remove this. So it all starts from here and then goes to here. There's a reason for that. Cool. Okay, so another thing I'm thinking of is how could it look like if we have something like where we would like to integrate the files application and the tasks and etc. So another thing I'm thinking of is, how can this look like? So this needs to be built inside the editor here, right? So what we would like to see is have access to these different tasks so we can relate to the task. And how can we do that? Right. The first thing I would like to do, this is really not easy. How can we do this? A task. We can do this by let's say we have a command here, which is to add a slash. Yes, let's do that. If you add slash, something will happen. Let's do that. I don't know, but that's just a thought right now. I don't know. I'm just playing with the thought right now. Same thing, you know, when you are tagging someone in different applications, you can write @ and then people will be tagged. So let's use slash for the command. So if I click on the slash, then something will happen, right? So what we can do is, let's take this one. This is going to be really tricky, but I don't know. Let's see what we can do. Actually, I'm going to move this one up in order to be able to show you what I have in mind. imagine we are adding that slash here. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So we're adding that slash here and something happens. So what something will happen is, I know for the fact when you do that, I think Notion has this, or any other application, when you do slash, you get sort of a menu. So there are two things that can be done here. I think what we can do is, the first thing we can do is indicate when you actually are linking to a task to Easynote. That could all, we can also fetch a data, but okay. Sorry, my brain is busy at the moment. Let's copy this. So something will happen. So there's a menu that will pop up when you click on this one here. That will happen. And that menu will have an option to maybe let's do like this. I need to copy all of this. Not you. So just playing with the thoughts, that menu will need to have insert a task. That menu will have insert a project, and that menu will have add file. So basically we can relate directly and insert files inside here. Okay, let me just animate it quickly. We need to go from here all the way. Go there. Okay. So there we go. Cool. So when we create a task, when we insert a task, then we will get all the tasks that we are doing in this particular project. Same thing when you do insert the project and add a file, that will actually open the files application. So let's do that quickly. This way, when we do this, then we are integrating actually the easy view in Easynote, which is very important. This one here, we're integrating the files and we are integrating the tasks application. So this one is really, really important. Let's do that. This way, as I mentioned, we are actually binding the whole tool together in order to make it work. So I'm gonna just remove this. For now, I'm just gonna have the same icons because I cannot be. Yeah, don't make it bold. Okay. So that happens, and then something needs to happen from here. So if I click on the insert a task, this one here, then something will happen. So that something will look like something like this. A new pop-up will open, maybe. I have an idea, actually. As we say in Swedish, jag har en plan. Let's just copy this. See what this actually looks like. Something like this. Okay. Let's see how it looks like. I have no idea how this looks like. Nah, me don't like. I don't like this one. let's do like this. We need to have every task on Easynote has its own unique ID. That's so we can have that. We can have living room. And that's it. This is 30. Okay. Living room. All right. And then we can have, yeah, we can get way more. I think we need to have something else. I need to have a, let's do that. Cool. Let's make this one here. Yeah. Then I add this one here. One thing I would like to have as well is I can take this. So it's important is to be able to search for things, right? So I don't want to be, if I have 100,000 tasks in my tool, I don't want really, or in my project, I really don't want to research this every single time. There we go. Something like this. There we go. And I will just make a copy of this. Something like this where people can search. There we go. We can do the 10. All right, and we need to. So we had this one, which was maybe something like this. Dining. I don't know if it's like this. Kitchen. Bedroom 1. Bedroom 2. There we go. And let's add this one here as well quickly. I don't need this one. And then go just lock it. I don't know if it's a good, I don't like this design, but anyway, this is just a thought. And if I would like to close this one, I can do so. Yep, there we go. Perfect. So now I can just select any of these different, how do you say, items. So this also indicates the Hoover. Hoover. I think we can keep it like this. There we go. Let's do this. I need to add this color. There we go, because it's used everywhere. Actually, I will do this. There we go, and I will do this. It's gonna look nicer. All right. There we go. So something like that, right? So if I click on insert a task, let's group this, then this should go here. And if I click on add, this should add the task. So let's do that as a final thing here, because it's, once again, this is a quite massive application to design. And things take time. Things really do take time. Let's remove this. So let's indicate that we have added this task. So what I can do then is I have added it here. And let's do something like this. This was the item, right? Items. So I need to have something like this. So I need to link this somehow. That might work. Link, and I will actually do one more thing that came into my head right now. I will just make this like this to indicate that this is a link to a task. Items, right? One thing we can do as the last thing, so I can click here, go. Okay. Okay. All right, let me show you. Let me show the whole flow. So you click here, insert the task, click on add, boom, it's being added. So now we have linked to a task. So what we have done is we have connected EasyView together with the new applications that we are being designed. So we have ticked on one more relate to a task. That's done. But I have something else in my head, and that is actually what we could do is if I hover over this one here, then we can actually make a preview of this one. So let's do that quickly. Let's do that quickly. So I have, if I go to the apps, let's say that this is the task. I can, let me do a copy of this one here. I'm just gonna copy this without the, okay. So I'm gonna insert this here somewhere. And I'm gonna make a new copy of this one. I'm gonna remove this one here. And what I'm gonna do is, if I hover over this one, I'm gonna make something else. So let me copy this one. So if I hover over this one, I need to have a different color for hovering. Maybe this one. Okay. And let's do this. That way we can relate to this particular task. There we go. And we can get all the different widgets we are having. So if we have, so what we can do is we can go here like this, and because this can be quite long, right? So we need to have some sort of a scroll bar, which is indicating that this can be scrollable. There we go. If there is anything, right? So let's move this up to save some space. Yeah, something like that. Let me show you this. So if you no, trigger is no. Okay. All right. Do you want to see the entire flow? It's pretty exhausting doing these applications because it's not easy. But let's go. Let's try to see this whole flow. What happens when you click on this one? All right. So I'm entering the slash button, and a pop-up is being shown, and I can go and insert a task. I get a list of all the tasks in the project. What I can do is maybe I want to add this task to this particular project. I can just click on this one. I get a list of tasks, and if I want to preview it, I can just click here and actually hover over it. And then I get the task with all the widgets, and I can scroll away left and right. That's it. That's how we relate to this task. And that is the process of creating the application. To be very honest, it's been really, really interesting, really fun to do this live. It takes time to design an application and make it work, and really to keep the simplicity and how everything should be connected. But really, everything is about what we want to try to do is with Easynote is really to keep it simple. Keep it simple, keep it usable, so everybody can use it instantly, and where people don't need to have 1 million year of different trainings, but you can go into it and straight away and just get it done. And this is really my thought. This is the process on how I've done. And thank you very much for listening and joining, and thank you very much for being here. And yeah, this I will make sure that this is being sent when I'm finally done to the development, so we can actually make a proper application out of this and send it out to production. Because I think really we have something truly unique and really great when it comes to our collaboration software. So I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, go and try out Easynote and see the Easynote, and yeah, looking forward to do this again. So thank you very much for being part of this journey, and good luck with everything. Thank you. Bye-bye.